What up, guys? It's Ian Gibbs. It's been a while since I've posted a video, and man, I've just had a lot of realizations, and life has been hitting super hard. So I just wanted to give a little update on kind of what's been going on in life and at home. I'm here at my new house essentially. I actually bought this house in 2017, um, and I lived here when I first bought it. And it essentially, I renovated it. It became an Airbnb. It wasn't making enough money, so I started renting it out. And um, yeah, like basically, it's taken me on this whole journey where I have been doing construction work and been doing that to pay the bills and the mortgages, because landlording doesn't isn't paying me well enough essentially. Only having one rental is it's kind of not really like a position of lucrative passive income. It's a start, but essentially it just cost me too much money. I can't afford it. I didn't buy the right type of cash flowing asset. And I've learned a lot of valuable lessons along the way. But because of that, I've just been stuck in survival. I've been super stuck in survival. And honestly, it's been lasting for years. It's been lasting really ever since I bought these houses and started some of these projects. And I just am realizing that, in order to move forwards, I kind of have to go backwards a little bit. So I decided I'm going to sell the other house. The other house is super expensive mortgage. I can't write off any on my taxes. There's all these complicated things about it that I'm not set up for because I'm not a very sophisticated investor. I'm not a very sophisticated business person. And I just have to come to terms with that and level up, get better. So my move is I'm selling the other house. And the reason why I haven't posted a video in a while is because, like I said, I've been stuck in survival. And things at the beginning of the year were actually going really well. They were. I basically, had landed a high-paying tile job. And it was one of my first tile jobs I ever took on my own, a bathroom and kitchen renovation. And because of this, my confidence in myself skyrocketed. It absolutely skyrocketed. And I realized that I've actually been sitting on a gold mine, which is my skill set. And I realized that the work that I just did to these people's house that they just paid me all this money to do, I could do that for myself. I could do that for my own house, and I could probably make some money. So probably in about February, maybe January, February, I finished up the tile job that I just posted about. Check the link in the description below for that video if you're interested. But so things were good. Things were good. I was making some good money, and then I just decided I'm gonna put all that money into this house and flip it, essentially. So I was able to only spend about 20 grand, and I got probably what a contractor would charge, $80,000 to $100,000 worth of work. I did all the labor myself. It took me about 4 months to complete. And I haven't put that video out. I have a bunch of cool content on that, but yeah, it's just because I just worked for 4 months without getting paid a dime, actually spending money when I'm already broke. I already have a tax problem. I already have a credit card problem. It's just been I don't have the energy to put into making videos. Plus, we just moved here. I mean, we've been doing some awesome projects, and this is super cool. But yeah, it's just like making YouTube videos, man, has just been like, it's felt like a fantasy. It's felt like a, even when I have time, I just like need the rest, dude. I'm just like, man. So we just got back from a 4 or 5 day camping trip, and I finally got some rest, finally got some clarity. I got some clarity on some things that I want to move forward with, this being one of them. Um, with less intention in mind. But I, you know, before we get into that, I just wanted to show you some of the cool projects that I've been up to up here thus far this year. So here is my little berry patch. So this was essentially just like really unhealthy dirt, and I got access to all this dirt from all those pots up there, and I turned this into a little berry patch. It's super nicely protected, but gets a lot of sun. It's warm, and there's shade underneath this cherry tree, or it's like a choke cherry. It's like a bird cherry tree. So here we have a wild blueberry or a wild raspberry that I transplanted. Here is a blueberry. What is this? It's a high bush. Here's a Toro blueberry. Here is a blackberry. I'm not sure what kind. I have two kinds. I forget. Here, let's see what I have. So I got, what is this? The rubus. I got a rubus, and honestly, I have a bunch of really specific blueberry genetics that I want that are going to go in my food forest. But the food forest is a bigger project than this. So we were able to just get a little, berry bush going. And like, actually, this is our driveway. I had to stack some crap here for a little bit. But yeah, you can actually, when these bushes grow bigger, you'll be able to like pick the berries from the driveway right here from underneath that porch. So here we have some. This is another wild raspberry. This is a store-bought raspberry. So we have a couple different kinds of raspberries, a couple different kinds of blackberries, and a couple of different kinds of blueberries. And then I planted some chamomile, strawberry, lemon balm, calendula, borage, a couple others. So here we have this like little medicine wheel. This is a cool little design. My mom actually helped me make this a while back when I first moved here. Here is my worm bin. This is for making worm castings. It's a little bit unattended. We're getting that going soon, but I'm super stoked on this. So this, around this tree that fell, this is not gonna look like much, but this is my compost pile. Okay. Now we have it underneath two dark brown tarps, but this thing, it was stacked up to this high. It was stacked literally up to there, all pine needles. Okay. So these pine needles are just a bunch of carbon. They're not super mineral rich, but I added rice hulls and wheat bran, and then all these buckets had my food scraps. And I added molasses. I added, what else did I add? I added molasses. So it was like food scraps, molasses, kelp, blood meal, nitrogen. I used this stuff called Calphos. Calphos is calcium and phosphorus. It's really good for fruit trees. I used azomite, gypsum, a lot of minerals, a lot of nitrogen, a lot of phosphorus, a lot of potassium. So, and obviously my food scraps. So this is actually needing to be turned here pretty soon. But this pile was like twice as high like a week ago. I only just mixed this 1 week ago. And look at how much it's already composted down. You know, it's kind of like, this is like the composting process, right? It's the slow process of delayed gratification or satisfaction. Like, we're not going to see the fruits of this for months, but when we feed it to our food forest, like, I've made this such a cool custom blend. I've learned so much about composting in the last few months, and I'm so excited about this because I've realized that I can actually create better compost than I can get anywhere at any store or anything. So this will be turned, I don't know, maybe I'll do a little video of me turning it and we'll talk about it. But yeah, super excited about this compost pile, and I'll keep you updated, especially too, like, I mean, when I feed these fruit trees with this, it's going to be so cool. So here's some of the rice hulls left over that I have. And here is my barn. Okay, this is a 50 by 50, 2,500 square foot barn. And I'm renting it. It's right next to the house. I'm renting it to a guy. He's paying me about $2,000 a month, which almost covers my mortgage here. And yeah, like, that is pretty awesome. That's actually the main reason why I moved back over here. I can write off a bunch on my taxes. I have a low cost of living. This place is actually super warm, even though actually the other house is a little lower elevation, has a little bit better access to water. We can't like do stuff like the food forest because it's too windy and too cold. There's not enough sunlight. So here we get enough sun that we can do all kinds of creative, cool projects. Here's my little rock garden. These are actually massive rocks. That rock is probably 200 something pounds. And I just did this like in the driveway to protect this well head. There's my well. So any cars like, backing up or pulling up don't hit it. And then I made this little border right here coming up, kind of separating, because this used to be all barren. So what we've been doing is adding some worm castings and compost and growing a lawn. We seeded it with grass seed and we've just been watering it constantly. So this is going to be our lawn. And then I'm going to make a nice little flagstone patio right here. Little flagstone patio, flagstone walkway. All right, so this will be all flagstone. And then this is, we have a little flower bed, and this will all be our grass, our grassy area. Once again, this will all be flagstone. And we come here to this epic garden. So Taylor, my wife, and I, we made this. We built this all ourselves. We landscaped the whole thing. It's not quite done. As you can see, there's a little bit of landscaping fabric that we haven't cleaned up. But what's so cool about this is every single rock in here was foraged from this land. So there, when we excavated that barn, we dug up a lot of rock. So there's a lot of rock, bedrock, that came loose. That's where a lot of this rock came from. And, we've been just having all these piles of rocks for forever. Finally, we realized we could build a sweet little garden bed in the front. So this is like a pollinator patch. I mean, first of all, before I actually show you that, look at how well our garden is doing. And what I did, shout out to Mike Balls, actually. Gotta give a big shout out to Mike Balls, fungi wizard. He's not on YouTube, but he's on Instagram and stuff. He's a good friend. He did put me on a lot of game several years ago with no-till organic gardening and farming, using mycelium, using ferments, using Korean natural farming techniques, bokashi, EM1, FPJs, FFAs, and several years ago, Mike Balls and I know, legend, absolute legend. Mike Balls and I, we grabbed a 5-gallon bucket of bokashi and sprinkled bokashi everywhere. And Mike Balls told me, he was like, in 4 or 5 years, this place is gonna be covered in just like plant life. And he wasn't wrong. I mean, all of the beard tongue is already gone, but look at all this. I mean, these are just everywhere. I forget what the names of these are. Look at this. I mean, we just have freaking flowers everywhere. Everywhere. We got literally raspberries everywhere. I mean, the like I said, this whole like border was all just covered in beard tongue. We got yarrow. I mean, dude, the bee activity has been, and the hummingbird activity has been off the chain. Like, look at this. Here's some chive, and dude, this is late. Like, I have some clips that I shared to Instagram that I might actually just put on some B-roll, and they're just orientated the other way. Look at this. And then here's our garden that we made. This is all pollinator patch. This is aventurine. So aventurine is a good luck stone. It's actually brings abundance to gardens specifically. Brings abundance, but it holds the energy of prosperity, good luck, good fortune through the earth, through water, and it's a crystalline structure, we'll call it. So, we live in an area where we have a lot of quartz veins. So a lot of this is just foraged quartz from around. We found a ton of quartz crystal. This piece itself was purchased and just placed out here decoratively. That's the only piece that was, but these flagstones were just around the property. These were around the property. We kind of wheelbarrowed them all over here, and this was always this weird little bed, and it always was this cool little moment. Maybe I'll actually show a photo of that too. But it was kind of awkward, and this was barren. So we had this barren landscape, rock, pine needles, acid, and we had this awkward little situation here. And we realized that we could split that into 2 beds and make this little walkway here. So all these flagstones were here. They're actually over right here in this bed, this little pollinator patch. But so we just created these little moments, these beds, and planted them with all kinds of unique pollinators. So, here's some mullein that was just growing, but we have some yellow yarrow, oregano. We got some alpine poppy. That's Russian sage right there. We got woolly veronica, and this is called hummingbird trumpet mint. This is quite cool. It's a pollinator. It's a ground cover hummingbird trumpet mint. I believe this is some fireweed. Here's some white sage. This is a ground cover. I forget the name of it. It's either snowy campion. Look at this. This is a poppy. This is a royal wedding. It's a white poppy. It hasn't bloomed yet. Maybe it'll bloom this year. Here's some fireweed in bloom. And I just love this little walkway. I mean, this is my favorite. I just walk out here every day with Bubba. Hey, buddy. Here's the snowy campion. Here's some skullcap, medicinal, calendula. Here's marshmallow, acanthium. We got some catnip in the back there. We got a little pulsatilla. It's medicinal. Bachelor button. It got a little, there's some mice getting to this. I didn't like that. Some lupin. There's another type of poppy that we just planted, and there's some motherwort. Here, look at this little pollinator patch. So cool. Yeah. I mean, it's popping off over here. Look at that yarrow. Uh, yeah. Geranium. So, like I said, we're actually not done with this. So all of these big rocks were foraged from our land. We hand we hand sorted them over here. Okay, that's our little ore cart. This is our little hand sorting station. And here I'll show you our little rock deposit. This was our big rock pile, and we removed all the rocks out of here, all the big ones, that were like at your feet. And then, that's what we built. We built the beds out of that rock pile, and then we assorted them into littler ones over here. But what we want to do is, because these rocks are a little bit big, we have a little bit more of this landscaping cloth. We're going to landscape cloth this. Okay, this was like this when I bought the house. It's been damaged for forever, but we want to landscape cloth that, put these rocks here, and we'll do some pea gravel over here. So that's why we just kind of left these, because we know we want to change it, but we have the overall shape and design that we want. So yeah, here's some more. I mean, dude, look at all these things are just raging. These have been going for months too. Like, it's impressive. So once again, here's our little lawn, and there's the barn. So I built this little privacy fence, and we're gonna move this over there, right here, just so we block out them. Right, we got a little privacy from the road. And actually down over there where the food forest is going to be, well, the food forest is going to be on that side, but down over there where some of the drainage comes from this, we want to build a living fence, like willow and what do you call it, willow and, oh my god, lilac. And we want to kind of block out the road down there with some big bushes. So, but here is my cold plunge little area. I think that what I'm going to do is, how I was saying I was going to flagstone that area. Oh, actually, I forgot about that. So I'm going to create a little flagstone porch right here. So, and when I do that, I think I'm going to make another one right here in the mouth of this greenhouse, going into the greenhouse. So, the greenhouse, we got kind of a late start because, like I said, I've been overwhelmed. I've been stressed. I've just been, in survival mode. So we got the greenhouse up. We got all the starts going. I wish they were doing better, but like, they're not doing bad. I mean, they're doing great. So here they are. Here's like our little cucumber bed. Right? And you can see what I mean. They're doing great, but could be a little better if we had a little bit more time, space, and energy. This is our Armenian cucumber. I actually just watered in here, so everything's nice and wet and stoked. There's some celery in the back, and tulsi, holy basil. Holy basil is one of my favorite herbs. I love holy basil. And actually, there was some nettle growing up in here, and the nettle we've been mulching with. We've been mulching with the yarrow as well. So just like literally chopping and dropping the nettle and the yarrow to feed these cucumbers. Here we go. We got a little cucumber, and we put these trellises in a little too late. So they're just like, they're about to explode, but we've done better. We've done better. But we just do it for the love of it. Like, I just enjoy growing my own food. I don't need to like replace going to the grocery entirely. That's not my goal with this. Like, I just want to eat healthy organic food. Like I know what's gone into this soil. I've put kelp, calcium compost. I like, there's no pesticides that have ever been sprayed here. I love eating food, and maybe I shouldn't say this. Honestly, no, maybe people are going to see this, but I'm going to be a dad soon. So I'm actually really excited for my daughter to eat some of the squash that I grew for her first meal. Some of my melons, my musk melons, my watermelons, right? Like, I want my daughter, I want her first meal to be one of these squashes, steamed and pureed, and like, just like, yeah, um, with love and intention. I think that she deserves that. I think that, and you know, like, I'm not trying to be a farmer, but I would love for her to know about how to work these systems. I want her to know about where her food comes from and why it's important to, like, be conscientious of the food that you consume, and like the systems and vested interests in the food industry and the medical industry, and yeah, to like have the skill set to be sovereign even at 9,000 feet elevation. Know how to compost, know how to grow food, know how to grow soil, like all those things. I don't know exactly how I want this. Sorry. Maybe I'll do that later. I want to get a clip and clip that one up. See if I have any. I don't. But yeah, I just want like her to understand like how these things work. She don't know, and to have those types of choices and skills. Oh, look, here's my tobacco plant. So stoked on my little tobacco plant. Yeah. So, and I don't know if you saw, there's actually auto feeders in there. And here's what we call this potato alley. This is our little potato alley. And I actually have auto feeds for these that I'm building out. But here is our storage tank. So once I get this filled up and these pumps in there and some electricity ran, we will have automatic feeding for our crops. And oh yeah, I guess I haven't really shown the outside of this greenhouse. It's pretty cool. It's yeah, it's a pretty big greenhouse. It's like 70 feet long, like 10. So I want to say it's 10 feet wide, but I don't know. Yeah, got 3 5x16 beds, I believe. Maybe it's 60 feet long. I'm not sure. Kind of forget, but this thing's cool. It's awesome. Awesome space. I know this is like a lot more space than even I'm used to be honest. But it's nice having all that space. I feel like I can really actually grow some production. And here is where the old greenhouse was. I have some big plans for this space because it's already been excavated here, right? We built a little sliding door off there. So I'm going to build a little porch right off there. Just a little porch. Boom. Small, nothing crazy. But this bed right here with the shade cloth on it, that one is staying there. Then I'm going to do one going right here like this. Boom. So all these beds are going to move, and this is all going to be one flat space. This is going to be my like spa station. Right here is going to be the sauna. So sauna, it's kind of going to just be like a yoga deck open area right here. And then over here, I'm going to be building a little kitchen, outdoor kitchen, pergola, a little outdoor dining, outdoor living room area, and a little hot tub right here. And I think a fire pit is going to go somewhere in the middle here. So this is kind of going to be like just like a open space near the garden. But yeah, I'm really excited about building this. We're going to do a nice privacy fence along here. And before I get to all that though, I actually built this little makeshift retaining wall in 2018. It's kind of cool considering I knew nothing about it. Look, this little staircase. It's kind of jank, but it's kind of cool the way I did it. But here's the retaining wall. So these were just cut down trees that I kind of wove together. I created this nice retaining wall. What we're going to do is we're going to do rock with gravel and the earth fence, geogrid, and we're going to build it out a little bit. So we're going to fill the rest in with gravel essentially and take this apart and fill that in with dirt. So this is going to come out just a little bit more. We're going to have a little bit extra square footage on here. And this is going to be like a nice, big, fat retaining wall that is super strong. And we're going to put some nice flagstone slabs here. This is actually where I started the video. And then this is actually the leach field, which has turned into quite the pollinator patch, which is great because it's going to attract a lot of pollinators. And I've done some other videos I haven't posted yet, but this is the food forest. I know it's a little downhill. We have some filtration swales and filtration hugels going in as a buffer between there and here, which will be mostly pollinators and non-medicinal plants. And then once we get past the filtration, we will be in the food forest. It's plenty far away. I've done tons of calculations and research. I'm going to direct a bunch of rainfall and gutter water off my house to this area so I can grow fruit trees. We're going to grow as many as we can. I don't know exactly what's going to thrive at 9,000 feet. I don't know what's going to pollinate. The winters are going to be tough, but I do think that I can use kind of not all these trees, like a lot of these trees are getting cut down, but I think I can use the thermodynamics of this hill and this forest to kind of trap in some heat in the winter. So I think that this is going to be a really good spot. It gets tons of sun, especially in the morning. Like we just have to capture and direct some water over here. But I mean, this thing is going to go crazy. And I have all this leftover soil from that old greenhouse. That's just going to basically go over here. We're going to build some hugels. I'm super excited. So yeah, I've actually been doing a lot of projects. I haven't had the energy. I haven't had the freaking inspiration and drive to film myself. I've just been feeling like I've just been barely holding on. And I still kind of feel that way. But yeah, like I said, I went on a nice 4 or 5 day camping trip. And I just feel recharged from it. I feel like I have some clarity. I know that, I just enjoy making videos. It's just fun. I think that I was attached to it being a business or having some sort of financial outcome for too long. And that's really shifted. So, this is kind of the update. This area is also kind of a mess because I've also been moving out of another house that I've owned for 11 years. So, life's a process, and This is me figuring it out. This is me processing it. This is me moving through it. This is me trying to maintain my sanity, maintain some stability, acquire skills, create value, create long-term projects that create prosperity for not just me, but for others. Planting trees, growing gardens, um, just getting my priorities straight. I think I know what I want to do, which is actually essentially this, but also I want to do I'm kind of committing to construction full time. That's what I'm going to do. And I've been resisting it, but it's the obvious move for building, what I want to build. So, and I'm seeing that firsthand. I'm seeing how much value I've created for myself, for others, and I'm seeing that I can continue doing that. So, yeah, this is my, I guess, promise to be more consistent. This is not really a promise to you. This is a promise to me. This is to my consistency with my vision and what I want to create, but also, allowing time and space for just decompression and like coming out of survival. This is a situation that I can really thrive in, and I can like create tons of wealth, and I can also like create tons of impact and value, and not like for you guys too, for YouTube. I can actually like execute here. At least I feel. At least my expenses are going to be in alignment with that. I'm not going to be just making as much money as I can to like not even make it, to not even cover basic expenses. Like with them paying their rent and the mortgage, what it is here, and my ability to save on taxes with this situation, so much. It's a completely different situation than what I've been in. I gotta like constantly be proving my income that I can afford these houses when I can't, which makes my tax liability go up. It's just like all backwards, and I thought I was doing it right. So I'll leave you with the bees pollinating, and enjoy the video, enjoy the channel. Like, subscribe, comment, follow, share. Yeah, it's a good reminder that I love doing this, and yeah, share if you feel compelled, share if you feel inspired, share if you feel like you understand, you resonate. And build one of these yourselves. Do it for you. Do it for the bees. Do it for the birds. All right. See you on the next one.